Ra, Wem, Raj, Chitanunga, Barak, Muk, 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 Ra, Wem, Raj, Chitanunga. Hey, chup. Hey, chup. Hey, chup. Hey, Bonyada the comare, bopajane, bopajane. 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 Hey, 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 hey. Bonyada the comare, bopajane, bopajane. 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 Hey, 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 hey. I'd like to invite Auntie Sharilyn up to the stage to do our Welcome to Country.
Elders, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, students, and of course our children. Nagambi Nayagan Ani Shaz. I am a local Dharawal elder. On my mum's side, I'm Kamilaroi, and on my dad's side, I'm from a place called Wallaga Lake, which sits within the Yuin Nation. Yulunga, 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 welcome. As we gather here today, let us all pay respect to the land, the water, and the skies. We gather here today on Dharawal country at the University of Wollongong, a place that sits below Gira, Mount Gira, one of our sacred sites. It is of high significance to our people, this mountain, as she protects us. I'm so excited to be invited here today as we gather at this place, a place where my ancestors gathered, collecting the necessary water and food and resources for their survival, and handing down their knowledge of country to all the young ones, and so that we could all go forward. Graduates, just as my elders have handed down their knowledge and their wisdom to the young ones for thousands and thousands of years, your parents, teachers, and professors have handed down their knowledge and wisdom to you all, so that you may go forward with full of education in your journey. Congratulations for making it. I thank each and every one of you for all your hard work. I am so proud of you all, for it will be you that will carry this country forward. It doesn't matter what you choose to do in your journey, you will play a part in the continuing survival of our country. I pay respect to the elders that have passed, elders that gather here, and all elders of country. I also acknowledge and pay respect to all the children and the young ones, for they will be the ones that will carry the country forward. They will be our next leaders and elders of country. We gather here today on the land of the Yuin Nation, Dharawal country, land of the Dharawal people, the Wadi Wadi people and the Alauri, and all others that visit and have decided to make this country their home. Dharawal land extends from Greater Sydney in the north to Picton in the west and right down to the Shellhaven River, taking in Moss Vale, Kangaroo Valley, and of course here, all of the Illawarra. Let me tell you a little bit about our country. A country where we all can be proud and acknowledge and pay respect to our rich history and our rich culture. My people, well, they guided the newcomers, European invasion and settlement down through the mountain, the Throsby Track, back in 1815. Dharawal country was then, and still is, rich with history and culture. Why? We are the oldest living culture on this planet, the oldest civilization. How wonderful that we live in a land that has that. Our people arrived in canoes at the mouth of Lake Illawarra, carrying with them the cabbage tree palm, the Dharawal. That's who we're named after, this sacred palm. That's what this country's named after, and our people. We identify as freshwater and bitter water and saltwater people, depending on where we occupied, whether it was over the mountain or down the coast. My people have travelled all over this country. Us coastal groups, well, we were keen fishermen and women. Some of our totems are the magpie, the amazing lyrebird, the pelican, black duck, and of course, munda, the red-bellied black. We have lived here and we've enjoyed the fruits of this land for thousands and thousands of years. Evidence of our movements and occupation along the coast can be seen at midden sites all through the district. The land around us is rich in culture. Here in the Illawarra, we have two declared Aboriginal places, Sandon Point and Bellambi Point. And we have other midden sites, Belmore Basin, Red Point, Hill 60, Windang Island and Bass Point. We have lived on and we have studied Mother Earth since the Alturinga, the dream time. But this land, if you have come here and you have decided to make this country your home, then the history of this country belongs to you all. And we must always remember our history, the history of this country, the struggles, the pain and suffering, the stolen generation. Let us all work together, supporting and caring for one another, making this country a great place to live in and share. We have looked after Mother Earth, and I want to thank each and every one of you for playing your part in nurturing and taking care of country. If our paths should cross again, I look forward to yarning up with you all and celebrating our journey and our country together. Live each season as it passes, breathe the air, drink the drink, taste the fruit, and know that Mother Earth will provide for us all. Thank you for listening to me. Graduates, I will say again, congratulations. This auntie is very, very proud of you all. Thank you for doing the hard work, and thank you for looking after our country, for it will be you that will carry this country forward. I say that again. Thank you. Thank you all for listening to me. I wish you all a safe and happy journey. Enjoy your graduation day. Thank you. Wallawana.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Professor David Currow. I'm the Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Vice President, Research and Sustainable Futures at the University of Wollongong. I'm thrilled to be your Master of Ceremonies for today. I would like to acknowledge our Indigenous Strategy Unit and our local Aboriginal community. Their leadership has brought to life a vision for an inclusive, reconciled and united Australia through this graduation ceremony, where we recognise that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people are the knowledge holders of country. As part of today's celebration, we bring focus to the themes of the artwork Cultural Healing by artists Auntie Lorraine Brown and Auntie Narelle Thomas from the Gumedici United Aboriginal Corporation. You will see this artwork all around you on your graduation booklets as part of the stage design and in various other contexts. We hope to continue learning from and building a deeper understanding of this cultural wisdom. Thank you for joining us here today on this special occasion. Before we begin proceedings, I just ask that you turn your mobile phones to silent. The university is extremely proud of our graduates, and we are immensely excited to celebrate your achievements today. We also congratulate family and friends who have supported our graduates on their journey. Graduation Day is always a happy and poignant time, not only for graduates, but also for the university. Seeing our students ready to set out into the world, celebrating their successes, their hard work and their accomplishments is a moment of immense pride for the entire academic community. As a cohort, you share a unique educational experience which happened in an unprecedented time in history. So much has changed in recent years, and like many parts of the community, universities had to undertake rapid innovation, particularly in teaching and learning. So today, I'd like to acknowledge your resilience, dedication, commitment to your goals and your ambitious aspirations to make our community and our world a better place. Everyone, please join me in congratulating our graduates. Now, would you please stand for an instrumental version of the Australian National Anthem? Please be seated. I would now like to introduce the Deputy Chancellor, one of the university's highest officials, Robert Ryan, to give the congratulatory address.
Graduates, family and friends, welcome to our graduation ceremony. My name is Robert Ryan and I am the Deputy Chancellor of the University of Wollongong. As the presiding officer of this ceremony, I'm honoured to be here with you today. It is truly one of the highlights of my role to witness students celebrate this great milestone. I'd like to begin by paying my respects to Aboriginal elders past and present and acknowledge their continued spiritual and cultural connection to the lands on which the University of Wollongong campuses are located. Looking out to this marvellous sea of gowns, I'd like to begin by congratulating each and every one of our graduating students. You are the reason we do what we do. Graduation time is a very special occasion for us, the teaching and professional staff, for your family and supporters, but especially for you, our graduates. Many of you are the first in your family to graduate from university. Many have had to move away from their home to study. Others overcame several personal challenges to be able to finish your degrees. Whatever your story is, today marks a tremendous achievement. This ceremony is a culmination of years of hard work, personal sacrifice, and commitment. I hope that you feel a deep sense of pride and you will take this moment to reflect on your achievements and how far you have come. Of course, a time for celebration is important, and I hope you will soak up every minute of it. But I also want to emphasise that today is not a conclusion, but a beginning with endless possibilities that lie ahead. May each of you capture these feelings of pride, hope, and anticipation for the future, and take them with you as you leave this university. Graduation is also an opportunity to thank all those who made your achievements possible: your family, your friends, your mentors, and your teachers. This is a special moment for them too, and I'm sure they are extremely proud of how far you have come. Today we acknowledge the important role they have played and invite them to share in your success. I know that some of these important people are able to join you today, so treasure today. As we celebrate your individual triumphs, let's also reflect on the collective strides we have made as an institution in fostering equity and access in higher education. The recent Australian Universities Accord focuses on breaking down barriers and ensuring that education remains a beacon of hope for all. At the University of Wollongong, we are proud to champion initiatives that expand access to learning for underrepresented groups. As our data shows, each year we have more students proudly identifying as Indigenous, not only beginning their studies, but graduating. And UOW medical graduates are 1.51 times more likely to work in rural and regional areas than those from other medical schools. These are numbers that we can be proud of. As we look ahead to our impending 50th anniversary next year, we are reminded of the global powerhouse that UOW has become, a beacon of excellence and an international footprint that spans continents and cultures. Between our campus along the shores of Wollongong and our growing presence abroad, in the United Arab Emirates, Hong Kong, China, Malaysia and Singapore, and soon also in India's Gift City, we have a community of over 35,000 students and 185,000 alumni from almost 200 countries. Our success as an institution is seen through our wonderful graduates, our people, and valued partnerships locally, regionally, and internationally. Together we are working to solve the biggest questions facing society and striving toward a better quality of life for future generations. And today, you're joining the vast community of UOW graduates. I hope you will cherish this connection, and I also hope it will be lifelong, whether through further study or as a proud UOW ambassador. As much as it is possible, I encourage you to maintain this connection with the university and your fellow graduates. The relationships you have formed during your time here will be invaluable in the years to come. The completion of your studies at UOW places you among the most employable graduates in Australia and indeed the world. The success of our graduates is one of the many reasons our university enjoys such a strong reputation and is ranked among the top 1% of universities globally, while aiming higher every day. I hope that you feel proud to be part of a university with an outstanding reputation that spans the globe. The transformation you're making today from student to graduate is a significant opportunity to establish your priorities, take stock and focus on your future while also leveraging all that you have learned both academically and about life during your time at UOW. As you embark on the next chapter of your journey, may you carry forth the lessons learned, the friendships forged, and the dreams ignited during your time at UOW. Remember, you are not just graduates. You are future leaders, innovators, and change makers, poised to leave a mark on the world. It's been our absolute pleasure and privilege to have witnessed and played an integral role in your growth. The world awaits, and I have every confidence that you will rise to meet its challenges with courage, compassion, and curiosity. I also encourage you to set your sights high and work towards something you believe in, because when you find your purpose, you will find your place. Again, my best wishes and congratulations to each of our graduates. May you have a very happy and memorable graduation day with your loved ones. Thank you for making us proud.
Thank you, Deputy Chancellor. It's now my great pleasure to commence the presentation of the graduates. I would now like to introduce the Executive Dean, Professor Colin Picker, to present the graduates to the Deputy Chancellor for the Faculty of Business and Law. Professor Picker.
Thank you, Professor Currow. It's my great pleasure to be here celebrating with our graduates today. We're very proud of what you all have achieved, and I wish to convey my personal congratulations to all the graduates. Will the graduates who are to be presented with undergraduate and postgraduate awards from the Faculty of Business and Law please stand? Deputy Chancellor, I present to you the graduates to receive awards from the Faculty of Business and Law.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I confirm your admission to the awards for which you have qualified.
Graduates, please be seated.
Harrison Batten. Adrian Thomas Del Monte. Jasmine Elizabeth Glynn. Melinda Gaunda. Lewis Grimshaw. Melanie Grace Hansen. Callum Harper. Max Stephen Harper. Zara Hebels. Ping Yi Lin. Ryan Duncan McWhirter. Chuk Queen Nguyen. Mitchell Carl Organ. Rushad Murazban Patel. Nicholas Pettis. Yuxia Song. Miriam Stakos. Hu Nga Tran. Kievali Vipis Makul. Maxwell Huntley Whalen. Claire Teresa Wilson. Emma Louise Aldridge. Emily Jane Atherton. Matisse Birch. Nathaniel Yi Hui Leong. Charlotte Litchfield. Haley Diane Mason. Emily Grace Rattenbury. Andrew Volovsky. Ella Wood. Jun Yao Yu. Angela Ngo. Bianca Simikic. Danish Abassi. Haley Teresa Aish. Hamish Joshua Allain. Matthew James Thomas Batcher. Liam Batty. Chantel Camille Bellicini. Liam Bissett. Matthew Jonathan Boots. Tamika Joyce Chifley. Shreya Chowdhury. Matthew Cole. Thomas Condren. Erin Nicole Cox. Wang Jia Trung Dang. Joshua Luke Davey. Alana Dilevsky. Abdul El Hage. Max Rudy Farmer. Rohit Gadri. Max Aaron Griffinius. Arvan Gurum. Abdul Hadi Hadaya. Tyler William Harvey. Dana Lee Hezemans. Zara Holloman. Akriti Jasal. Tyler William Kembry. Emily Kostadinowski. Harris Kutsugianis. Siobhan Jasmine Leader. Ray Lee. Monica Markovic. Bradley Richard Martin. Laura McLean. Nicholas Lon Mockler. Min Khan Queen Ngo. Samuel Albert Nichols. John Pappas. Thomas Peschler. Lachlan James Radel. Jared Matthew Reynolds. Jared Scott Rickard. Luke Patrick Riley. Millicent Marie Manuva Rivera. Silma Suba Rodoshi. Zachary Roja. Arshno Singh Sani. Lachlan John Scott. Talia Shepherd. Sean Silva. Mohammed Siri. Adam Scudder. Justin Smith. Kira Jane Sowden. Lily Staff. Konstantin Tatsis. Oscar Thomas. Jared Thompson. Jonty Bo Tao. Brianna Olivia Trepanovsky. Xin Hei Xiang. Benjamin Velchek. Jack Joseph Walsh. Liam Walsh. Cameron Lee Wygand. Patrick Michael Wilson. Hin Tung Wang. Daniel Rebleski. Gore Yaman. Joshua Ian Young. Holly Rochelle Atherton. Ashley Rose Berry. Laura Chiodo. Gabrielle Clark. Ezekiel Consoni. Cameron Eric Daly. Kane Jeffrey Davey. Olivia Di Battista. Claire Demoski. Jessica Edmondson. Sebastian Anthony Ferrer. Kristen Georgiou. Oshadi Takshila Waduge Govinda Wadua Rachtilage. Gordana Ivanoska. Gabrielle Angeli Klita Jamie. Christian Anthony Kairis. Lauren April Kirby. Lucy Louise Lincoln. Hannah Jean Madden. Chloe Gianna Makulich. Monica Melani. Liam David Michaels Milstead. Emily Natoli. Elizabeth Alice Parkinson. Jade Pierce. Yanuli Pereira. Talia Petrosky. Aidan James Povraznik. Michaela Pratt. Leonie Pretorius. Jamie Quinn. Danny Michael Ryan. Ryan Stanitso. Bronte Sweeney. Ella Jennifer Tassel. James Traynor. Connor Ferrugia. Adam Bova. Sarah Brenz. Tui Kim Nguyen Bui. Amelia Holland. Grace Mann. Lily McMahon. Victoria Podgorski. Milas Birkowski Lancaster. Charlotte Taylor Hennon. Theodora Zelkovic. Connor Barlow. Joshua Pichego. Christopher Dimitriou. Dylan Isaac Hogan. Michael John Morabito. Alison June Murphy. Thomas Jordan Patterson. James Douglas Stevenson. Henry Clyde Streamer. Marika Belsan. James Anthony Good. Shrest Najin. Sam Al-Maliki. Liam Ongul, Sophia Benham Gestal, Benjamin Charles Angelo Peter Antonio Cariotti, Molly Matilda Corney, Celine Duishan, Amila Dilbarovich, Stephanie Everson, Luke Gelder, Grace Evie Harrison Lee, Zoe Holdsworth, Mariam Ibrahim, Alyssa Kate Jones, Alexandra Kapsis, Bethany Kickert, Ti Tu Hua Le, Sally Lockwood, Zoe Bella Major, Samuel Mans, Lachlan Chase Murray, Grace Myeskoff, Aidan June Bryce Nain, Annabella Nusis, Wendy Fan, Danish Mohammed Rashid, Nadia Stoyanova Rock, Talia Drew Rogan, Michelle Grace Ryan, Amy Ellen Shipgood, Brindavani Sritaran, Sarah Elizabeth Stone, Joshua Vanji, Harry Webb, Robin Jordan Zita, Chelsea Grace Bronner, Konstantin Konstantinov, Paulina Shivich, Zhao Dan Zhu, Molly Page Clark. Georgia Walsh Healy. Elise Mustafa. Declan Quinn. Bailey Ryan. Ashwin Surmas. Bianca Rana Bola. Morgan Charles Clifford. James Mark Green. Yana Emily Massingham. Bridget Maeve Spicer. Claudia June St. John. Isabel Anastasia Strawn. Chloe Thistleton. Vanessa Mary Ward Brown. Madison Crawford. Hannah Alexandra Fraser. Claire Grant. Erin Page Taylor. Amira El Ach. Selena Tusitala. Martin Abdel Said. Rania Shivani Das. Lauren Renee Issa. Kai Suarez. Lauren Comello. Shanine Dondi. Purva Kunti. Jackson Darcy Smith. Lachlan Steele. Lauren Ann Walker. Abby Louise Adams. Lauren Agostini. Christopher John Allison. Emily Boson. Jake Buzzoletti. Kyla Lillian Daly. David Estefan. Cody Gale. Kira Madison Hoyland. Maheen Imran. Khalil Marouch. Mitchell James Smith. Stephanie Vuchkovich. Jacqueline Leanne Wilson. Louis Theo Angeli. Matthew Ian D. Jack Carroll. Yelena Zelkovic. Jackie Michelle Roncato. Zali Kelly. Bailey Menotti Matai. William Howard Cook. Harrison Brooks. Alexandra Victoria Cosgrove. Claire Coyle. Christy Evans. Emily Larson. Michaela McGrath. Batiraishe Mukwinditsa. Amelia O'Donnell. Chaz Gillespie. Jared Peter Simonis. Maya Willis. Patrick Lazarus. Sophie Little. Lara Smith. Ethan Wardby. Sean Mullen. Grace Rebecca Walker. Matthew O'Hanlon. Jessica Chinook. Isabel Daly. Anna Olivia Dougal. Mary Joseph. Madeleine King. Kimberly Y. Lin Quan Pang. Abigail Catherine Leader. Stephanie McConnelly. Emma Rose Pomfret. Jimmy Jamin Chao. Eleanor Drury. Cassidy Amber Kerr. Isabel Edwina Maus. Brianne Teresa Casey. Ashley Nealon. Emerson Tull. Imogen Haywood. Annalise Diane Cox. Eugenie Elizabeth Thomas. Danielle Alicia Katsos. Michael Edward Scott Brandon. Lisa Joey Cratchley. Tegan Paris Dakin. Yelena Glavinich. Joshua Amir Nankaro. Justin Reynolds. Finn Gregory Ryan. Deanne Claire Sheridan. Noella Franklin. Abby Elizabeth Quintal. Mahmoud Juma. Burke Ecker.
Deputy Chancellor, I take great pleasure in presenting the recipients of the University Medal in the Faculty of Business and Law for 2023. The University Medal is for outstanding performance and is awarded to the highest achieving students as determined by their academic performance across the entire undergraduate degree. For the University Medal in the Faculty of Business and Law and for their bachelor degrees, for the Bachelor of Commerce Global Honors in 2023, Tanara Kiona Gavender. For the Bachelor of Laws Honors in 2023, Emma Newman. Deputy Chancellor, I take great pleasure in presenting to you the recipients of the Chancellor Robert Hope Memorial Prize for 2022 and 2023. The Chancellor Robert Hope Memorial Prize is named in honor of the university's first Chancellor. It is the university's most prestigious student prize and is awarded to a student who's made an exceptional contribution to the university community and/or the broader community with consistent, outstanding academic performance. It is the only prize awarded directly by the University Council. Will Jacob May please step forward? And if I could just read out about Jacob. During his 5 years at the university, Jacob has been an active and engaged member of both the university and the broader Illawarra community. He began volunteering in 2019 at the Port Kembla Hospital, and since then has also committed time and resources towards the UOW Simulated Patient Program, kitten fostering with the Animal Welfare League, and co-founding the Illawarra Shoalhaven Gender Alliance alongside local medical professionals. In 2021, Jacob was elected to the position of Vice President for Education of the University of Wollongong Law Students Society, where he worked both locally and nationally to understand and enhance student well-being, mentorship, and university culture. In 2022, as Vice President for Student Experiences, and with the help of his team, he continued to create events and resources which helped to guide first-year students, promoted the bond between students and staff, and highlighted UOW students' sense of community and collaboration. In the coming years, he hopes to continue contributing to the Illawarra through academics, student mentorship, and his charity. Jacob is an outstanding student, having achieved a weighted average mark of 83.95. He's featured on the Dean's Merit List for both of his degrees, and in 2021 received the Japan Society of New South Wales Prize for his performance in advanced Japanese. He's now graduating with Class 1 honors for his project, which combined his training in linguistics and law to make legal documents more accessible to those without legal training. Jacob's academic results, combined with his leadership, initiative, and the engagement he's demonstrated in his community pursuits, have made him a worthy recipient of the 2022 Chancellor Robert Hope Memorial Prize. Jackson Cox, please wait there. So Jackson is also for the Robert Hope Memorial Prize, but let me talk about Jackson first. So Jackson commenced studying at the University of Wollongong in 2018 after graduating from high school in Nowra. In 2023, Jackson completed his Bachelor of Engineering Honors in Mechatronics and Bachelor of Laws Honors, achieving first-class honors in both degrees. While studying, Jackson has been heavily involved within the university community as a student leader and ambassador. Jackson has served as a student member of the university's Academic Senate and University Council, ensuring the student perspective was considered in university decision-making. Jackson also served as chair of the Student Advisory Council, helping to guide other students on how to be leaders within the community. For the past 2 years, Jackson has worked as a tenant advocate at the Illawarra Legal Centre, assisting renters with legal disputes and advocating for legal change within the sector. Jackson has also co-chaired the government's Greater Cities Commission Youth Advisory Panel, which ensured young voices were considered in the state's strategic planning efforts. Jackson's academic achievements, combined with his demonstrated leadership within the community, have made him a worthy recipient of the 2023 Chancellor Hope Memorial Prize. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you Jackson Cox.
We will be continuing with the presentation of the awards shortly. I would like now to introduce our musical item for today. It's a pleasure to welcome Sandon Groves. Sandon is currently studying his honours in psychology here at the University of Wollongong. He is a local musician who has been performing at weddings, venues and events for the last 5 years. Please join me in welcoming Sandon, who is going to perform Believe.
No matter how hard I try, you keep pushing me aside and I can't break through. There's no talking to you. It's so sad that you're leaving. It takes time to believe it. And after all you said and done, you're gonna be the only one. No, do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough now. What am I supposed to do? Just sit around and wait for you, and I can't do that. Oh, there's no turning back. I need time to move on. I need your love to feel strong. And after all is said and done, you're gonna be the only one. No, do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough now. Do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough now. I don't need you anymore. 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 Do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough now. Do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough now.
Thank you. We will now present the postgraduate awards for the Faculty of Business and Law.
Naomi Lingdon. Shabnam Mataru. Yushin Zhou. Luke Christopher Mellor. Santosh Acharya. Marcia Bachis. Inderjit Kaur. Kastuba Nankishore Nadgaundi. Taha Zaki Salim. Sudarshan Shiva Gowda. Jan Riza Domapoy Ang. Binita Kadel. Antisa Chusang. Junun Hassan. Saeed Fatima Hussaini Jabeli. Mehul Mishra. Tanita Potinak. Tung Nat Nguyen. Julia Martha Najar. Lucas Jan Safshin. Mei Yimon Ong. Adam Ian Finch. Alex Goldberg. Gerard Michael McConaughey. Dania Nassim Pasha. Brendan Weeks. Xin Hui Xiang. Saurabh Vinod Joshi. Liji Anuj. Dasun Wikram Manayake. Michael Andrew Bernardi. Shadi Bustani. Michael Anthony Brady. Kate Kernigan. Jing Li. Aidan Matthews. Cameron McKay. Alexander Naidu. Amanda Elizabeth Tay. Simon Mitchell Thomas. Bharat Rajan Venkataraman. Wasupon Arpon Patana. Anupad Bunkian. Aditya Nitin Chok. Abid Ahmed Iman. Dalius Wing Hong Khan. Afshin Kanwal. Nanapat Laitong. Aaron Chun Wei Ng. Rachaya Nonpala. Sudanut Pantewi. Gitanjali Rajahan Magar. Juanita Traisuan. Faraz Zaidi. Nur Eldin Haitam Mohammed Ramadan Abdel Fattah. Asama Intagayo. Rhea Marina Kalimsis. Manshi Mandipang. Tarateiti Timiti. Angela Marie Fan. Thomas Jack McGill. Ashley Victoria Mamo. Gayatri Mayuran. Neha Murali. Sriya Machandra Monish Rajupalepu. May Shane Bahingting Hornido. Aditya Vivekanand Rankambe. Chinmay Milin Datar. Sering Lama. Sonia Santa Maria. Qian Hui Li. Bofan Zhang. Alexander Stephen Galbraith. Mosarti Talcolo Foliaki Lokotui. Eroni Rokisi. Ahmed Tarek Hassan Hosni. Arati Katka. Karina Kunute Lewis. Xu Hua Luo. Natalie Lewis Hayter. Shruti Ganesh Jawali. T. Big Ngok Chan. Patrick Leslie Weber. Hock Yin Shan. Yiling Chen. Gokul Krishna Girisan. Jashanpreet Kaur. Simran Shrestha. Praveen Sivadasan. Anita Tamang. Griselda Brenda Socorro Afonso. Afsana Awal. Tung Dung Sao. Tui Chang Pham. Ti Yi Ni Wo. Tia Shi Yu. George Nkeng Awa. Tasneem Pritul. Aman Singh. Priya Golme. Georgia Rose Pendlebury. Abhijit Malakar. Faria Nakash. Nathan Ratsila. Hemant Kumar Raju. Sartak Sharma. Chung Xian Chan. Daria Kretova. Jixin Li. Darlene Valencia. Govind Singh Naresh Singh Rajpurohit. Den Jaiki Gordo Oriondo. Yashan Aspi Kawasji. Yun Shi Henrietta Pang. Aditya Reina. Julie Ann Millard. Philip Joseph. Vibhuti Sharma. Ranshu Joseph Takolkaran. Nishraj Narenja Pillai. Shreyas Parthasati Naidu. Sutida Sansiripan. Thi Ngan Ha Nguyen. Pang Kong. Hai Xiao Yao. Namuna Bastola. Ti Tao Chi Pham. Rahul Kapoor. Dhruti Dharmendra Shinde. Pooja Agarwal.
Deputy Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Business and Law for the Master of Business, Anika Risa Mahbub. Deputy Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Business and Law for the Master of Business Analytics, SM Rabit Mahmood. It is now with great pleasure that I announce our doctoral award recipients today. Will the graduates who are to be presented with doctoral awards from the Faculty of Business and Law please stand? Deputy Chancellor, I present to you for the doctoral graduates from the Faculty of Business and Law who by reason of their theses and other work at the university have met the requirements for admission to doctoral degrees.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I confirm your admission to the doctoral degrees for which you have qualified.
Deputy Chancellor, I present to you for their doctoral degrees, for their examination into the consistency of the established application of maritime boundary principles in the Ghana-Côte d'Ivoire maritime dispute, Dr. Goodwin Jakoto. For their study of the making of an ocean continent, the evolution of oceans governance and consequences for diplomacy, Dr. Genevieve Celia Quirk. For their phenomenological study of the socialization experiences of early-stage international PhD students, Dr. Ahabab Ahmed Chaudhry. For their exploration of how Sri Lankan skilled immigrant women make sense of themselves in Australian workplaces, Dr. Gyani Kivmini Gunasekara. For their study of the influence of media on the newly developing concept of judicial authority in Lithuania, Dr. Aiste Janushena. For their examination of how lawyer directors of incorporated legal practices in New South Wales view and construct their ethical professional identity, Dr. Karina Murray. And for their examination of youth legal activism in popular culture, specifically young adult literature, Dr. Caitlin Elizabeth Poole.
I would now like to introduce the Vice-Chancellor, one of the university's highest officials, Professor Patricia Davidson, to present our honorary award recipient to the Deputy Chancellor. Professor Davidson.
Thank you, Professor Caro. I would now like to present the candidate for the degree of Laws Honoris Causa. Will Craig Foster please come forward and stand next to the Deputy Chancellor? Deputy Chancellor, it is my great pleasure to present Craig Foster. Craig Foster boasts an exceptional national and international reputation. His early career saw him excel as a professional footballer, going on to represent Australia in 29 matches as a member of the Socceroos and serving as the 40th captain of the national men's team. However, it is his work away from the field as a champion for the vulnerable that we recognise him today. Craig has had a long history working with the homeless, women, and children in crisis, First Nations people, and a skilled advocate for the social power of sport to integrate multicultural communities into Australian life. As a prominent and respected broadcaster and an Amnesty International Refugees' Rights Ambassador, his human rights advocacy came to public attention in late 2018 when he played a crucial role in the high-profile case of refugee and Bahraini footballer Hakim Al-Arabi trapped in a Thai prison. This story is now the subject of the film The Defenders and the book Fighting for Hakim, a manifesto of social justice advocacy. Craig later worked with the Australian government to evacuate the Afghan women's national team during the Afghanistan crisis, along with many other female athletes fleeing the Taliban. He also led the campaign called #GameOver to free hundreds of refugees locked in Australia's offshore detention systems, and for the provision of permanency to tens of thousands of refugees who live mouth to mouth, visa to visa. As a member of the Australian Multicultural Council, Craig has become a driving force behind community-based initiatives such as the #RacismNotWelcome campaign and Racism Stops With Me by the Australian Human Rights Commission. He promotes intercultural and interfaith dialogue and an understanding as a board member of the Affinity Intercultural Foundation and the Crescent Foundation, and is also an ambassador with the Addison Road Community Centre, which works to alleviate food insecurity and social exclusion. In 2021, Craig was made a member of the Order of Australia for his advocacy and commitment to human rights, and is the co-chair of the Australian Republic movement, championing an Australian head of state. Despite his numerous commitments, Craig remains dedicated to mentoring and coaching young people, particularly refugees and newly arrived young immigrants. This dedication led to him being named Australian Father of the Year in 2022. Through his tireless advocacy for human rights and championing of multiculturalism, Craig has had a profound impact on vulnerable and marginalised communities, and importantly, Australia's understanding of diversity and multiculturalism. Craig serves as an inspiration to the community and truly embodies the University of Wollongong's dedication to equity, diversity and inclusiveness. Deputy Chancellor, it is with great privilege that I present Craig Foster to be admitted as a Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Deputy Chancellor, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa of the University of Wollongong. Congratulations.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Craig Foster to give today's occasional address. Please join me in welcoming Craig.
Thank you everyone for the invitation today, for the wonderful award. Particular congratulations to the amazing student group and graduates today. It is with humility and a strong sense of urgency that I accept this honorary doctorate in laws from the University of Wollongong. Humility because I'm acutely aware that sport gave me a platform to speak to the community or communities in Australia and abroad, and to leverage the voices of millions of people to causes that we share. We were able to mobilise over 30 million people in 2019 to free a young Bahraini refugee, as you heard, now Australian citizen by the name of Hakim Al-Arabi. And that begs the most challenging and important question of all. What else and who else needs our collective voice? It's an important question because respect for human rights, international and humanitarian law requires all our voices against a vast wall of inertia, fear, power, politics, violence, misinformation, lies and inhumanity. Each of us, students, has the power to help shape what the future of Australia and the world looks like through our actions, interactions, policy statements, decisions, and what we are silent about as much, if not more, than what we speak out for. And urgency, I say, as I spend my time outside of broadcasting the game of football that opened my eyes to multiculturalism, working to amplify issues that go to the nature of this such precious country called Australia to expend all of my social and political capital to encourage us to be the positive force in the world that we can be. An incredible multicultural nation, courageous in its advocacy for humanity and the planet, a truly independent nation, friend to all and beholden to none. That friend who always tells you the truth because they truly care, as Australia should care about the world and all of its people. My role as co-chair of the Australian Republic movement provides an opportunity to help create this reality. A country also courageous enough to deal with its own history. In acknowledging the White Australia Policy, the Immigration Restriction Act of 1901, a first act of the Commonwealth to ensure the racial purity of a white nation, we're freed to truly embrace our multicultural nature and to ensure that every Australian feels an equal sense of belonging and ownership. No more go back where you came from, because we are all home now. That's easy to say, of course, and much more difficult to live. And the very essence of multiculturalism is under increasing threat. All of us must protect and champion the beautiful diversity we see in this room and among this student base, as well as access and representation in every institution, including, of course, this one, to reflect our broader demography from students to staff, management to leadership and curricula. I must say I am concerned about a dangerous movement in Australia to tell young people, particularly males who look like me, that all forms of equality, whether gender or cultural inclusion, is somehow an assault on their entitlements. The most glorious vision of Australia is to demonstrate to the world how around 300 different cultures and multiple religions live harmoniously alongside its Indigenous peoples, and all with a collective attachment to this land, its culture and open rights-based society. That is, to equality for all. And lifting marginalised groups up never means bringing others down. Quite the opposite. We all prosper when every other Australian can live their fullest lives. Facing racism in Australia is fundamental to breaking down these barriers, and pretending the challenges and barriers that I face are the same as First Nations or multicultural communities is an affront to the Australia we all should wish to become. We all face challenges in life, but for me, racism is not one of them. Pretending otherwise is abrogating our responsibilities to overcome life's challenges, and to those who are still not considered as equally worthy of the title of Australian, the most beautiful title of all. And if I leave here today with just one student resolving to do more to make Australia and the world truly equal, I will be very pleased. It only takes one of us with a deep passion to move millions. I've seen that firsthand. And learnt that the world cannot stand against truth and courage, but of course, that's why the world often works so hard to shut them down. Students, stand up, speak up. We only have one life, and remaining silent is no way to spend your precious time. I believe that Australia has a glorious opportunity to be a beacon of independence, fairness, justice and shared humanity in a world facing existential challenges that require unprecedented international collaboration and leadership. I am committed to seeing that happen. The question I will leave with you all, and particularly students, is this: is Australia, and are you, willing to take leadership in showing the world what equality truly means? If your answer is yes, join me in the fight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Craig. That was truly inspirational. I'd now like to call on Tanara Govender to give the vote of thanks. Tanara was among the third cohort of students taking part in the University of Wollongong's Global Leaders Development Program, studying a semester at the University of Wollongong in Dubai, where she formed strong cross-cultural connections. Tanara interned with the University of Wollongong and volunteered in providing academic support and workshops to fellow business students. Tanara's academic accolades include being awarded first-class honours, 2023 University Medal for Business and Law, the Alumni Bookshop Faculty Prize, Dean's Merit from 2020 to 2022, and Certified Practicing Accountants Australia's second-year annual prize for financial accounting in 2021. Please welcome Tanara.
Deputy Chancellor, members of the University, distinguished guests, fellow graduates, family, friends and partners. It is an absolute privilege to be here today presenting the vote of thanks on behalf of the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Law. I'd like to begin with thanking Mr. Craig Foster. We sincerely appreciate you being here today and the words of wisdom you have imparted to us. We are truly inspired. For many of us, the journey to get us to where we are today, sitting here as well-accomplished university graduates, was an unpredictable, challenging and joyful adventure. Alongside the many lectures and tutorials attended, we discovered new skills, unearthed new passions, and developed a better understanding of who we are. We pushed ourselves out of our comfort zones and went on overseas exchanges, took internships, joined clubs, and immersed ourselves in practical experiences. We built resilience, faced challenges both inside and outside of the classroom, and overcame them. And we met so many new people, embracing diversity, learning different perspectives, and making lasting friendships. I truly believe the time that we spend at university is a determining stage of life. An era that has the power to establish or transform the trajectory of our careers and can motivate us to become lifelong learners. Knowing this, I wholeheartedly believe we chose the right place to spend such a crucial stage of our educational journey. So thank you, UOW. Your scenic campus containing many ducklings, one great unibar, and a ton of friendly faces has facilitated a learning experience that was unique and fulfilling. I extend thanks to the lecturers, tutors and research supervisors for tolerating the never-ending questions, complaints about assessment requirements, and our occasional late arrival due to not finding a parking spot or simply needing a Paneezy coffee. You provided class environments where we were encouraged to be our full selves. You inspired us to always be inquisitive, and you gave us the confidence to work together to achieve our individual educational goals. To family, friends and partners, whether you were in the audience, are watching from home, or are here in spirit, you were the reason we were able to unwind and enjoy ourselves despite looming deadlines. You made many sacrifices and helped us through countless personal challenges so we were able to put our best foot forward and immerse ourselves in our degrees. Without you, I'm certain many of us would not have had the confidence or resources to pursue university education in the first place. Graduates, could you please join me in standing? Turning and applauding our loved ones, as we could not thank you enough. Thank you, graduates. You may now be seated. Finally, to my fellow graduates. Today, as we celebrate the end of what has been a hectic few years, I would also like to remind us to celebrate the educational and personal transformation that's occurred along the way. We have persevered through the many ups and downs and have blossomed into promising professionals and better versions of ourselves. I cannot wait to see what the future brings each and every one of you. Congratulations, graduates of 2023.
Thank you, Tanara. I'd now like to invite the Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Patricia Davidson, back to say a few words.
Thank you, Professor Currow. It's now my great pleasure to be able to deliver a vote of thanks. Honourable guests, esteemed faculty members, family and loved ones, and most importantly, our wonderful graduates. As we gather here today to celebrate your academic achievements, I would also like to farewell a distinguished member of our university community, a figure whose leadership, dedication and unwavering commitment has left a lasting impact on the University of Wollongong. Today we extend our heartfelt appreciation and best wishes to Deputy Chancellor Robert Ryan as he presides over his last graduation ceremony. Robert Ryan's journey with our university began over a decade ago when he was appointed to the University Council by the New South Wales Minister for Education and Training in 2010. Since then, he has exemplified the true spirit of leadership and service, embodying the values that define our institution. In 2018, Rob assumed the pivotal role of Deputy Chancellor, bringing with him a wealth of experience and a vision for excellence. Under his guidance, the University of Wollongong has witnessed remarkable growth and transformation. From his role in spearheading the generous contribution of the IMB Bank towards our flagship Early Start Discovery Space, to leading the Chancellor selection process on behalf of the University Council, Rob's impact has been profound and far-reaching. His dedication to the University Council as a committee chair, overseeing critical areas such as finance, resources, people, culture and infrastructure, has been instrumental in shaping the strategic direction of the University of Wollongong. Through his leadership, Rob has presided over countless graduations, conferring degrees upon thousands of students while imparting on them the wisdom and values that define a UOW graduate. Rob, as you embark on this new chapter of your journey, I want to express my deepest gratitude for your exceptional service and leadership. Your contributions have been invaluable, and your legacy will continue to inspire generations of students, faculty, and staff. In closing, and on behalf of the University of Wollongong community, I wish you success and fulfilment in all your future endeavours beyond the University of Wollongong. I hope that your journey ahead will have continued success and the very same sense of purpose that you have brought to our university. Congratulations and best wishes, Robert, our distinguished and valuable Deputy Chancellor. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Davidson. Graduates, families and friends, colleagues, we are coming to the close of our ceremony today. We now wish to share with you our graduation video. We hope this video will encourage you all to reflect on the infinite moments that have led us to where each of us is today. Please enjoy.
Everything we've done has led towards today. But graduation seems singular. After all, it's one day, one degree, one end and one beginning. Think about it this way though. If we divide today by 4 years,
or 5 years,
or 3 years,
or 8 years,
the equation becomes clearer. Because today isn't just an event or a graduation or a moment of change. It's what we've created through 24 subjects.
11 all-nighters,
357 books read.
54 5,000-word essays.
40 monologues critiqued.
154 films watched.
And 4 films made. Let's be real though. Our experience is way bigger than just the classroom. You've got to factor in
665 hypotheses,
6 heated dramas,
2 semesters abroad, 5 new cultures experienced,
12 concerts attended,
843 waves ridden,
169 hours lounging around,
17 dance parties,
2 major heartbreaks,
and more lifelong friendships than we can count.
When we take those experiences, the long days, late nights and early mornings into the equation, we realise that graduation at the University of Wollongong isn't just some singular thing.
that it's a transition from finding our purpose
to changing our world with the purpose we found.
That our passport to the future has been stamped.
With the mark of a globally respected education.
And most importantly, we realise the moments that led up to this are
a tapestry,
a symphony,
an equation,
a 65,000-year-old history.
We realise that though today is a single moment, graduation is much bigger than any one day. Because, like an algorithm made up of bits of code,
or a building built from many bricks,
or a community built from many different people, today is the result of our
experiments,
experiences,
tests,
trials,
and victories.
So that's what we celebrate today. Not the cap, not the gown, but the infinite number of moments we shared at the University of Wollongong.
Before we close, can I please ask our graduates to remain seated while the rest of the audience stands? Please join me in congratulating our graduates by giving them a warm round of applause. Thank you. You may now be seated. I'd like to warmly thank the students and staff who volunteered their time today to assist with the celebration. We feel incredibly proud to celebrate our graduates here today. We would like to invite all of you to join us under the marquee outside for light refreshments and to congratulate our graduates. Our mace bearer will lead the academic procession, followed by the graduates and then our VIPs. Guests, please be patient and remain in your seats as the ushers will be giving you instructions on exiting the venue. Please take direction from our ushers as you will be exiting row by row. Congratulations once again to our graduates. I now declare this ceremony closed.
1, 2, 3.